All right, everybody. Welcome to another match here for the Bingo Club Two Worlds Apart event. Joined with me today is the one and only PepeJack. And
Oh, hi. I'm currently pinging everyone.
yeah, we're trying to get this match rolling. Um, I believe this is going to be the second match of the event for both of these teams, which is going to be incredibly interesting. I know we have pretty experienced players on both sides. Um, I know, for example, MewTwo got all the way up to the grand finals of the Rookie Rumble event for or not the Rookie
Vanilla
Rumble,
Bash.
sorry, yeah, Vanilla Bash, my bad. For the at least rookie event for the Bingo Club. Maybe it wasn't even rookies. Maybe it was just anyone who wanted to join. So,
No,
anywho,
Banash. Bash is beginner event, so yeah. They yeah. Anyone who's in that should have been like their first tournament or something like that. We did it was a pretty competitive tournament, that Bash. There was some very talented people in it, so getting far in the event was quite impressive.
yeah. So, and on the other side we have Wander and Rambler, two veterans of the bingo game. So, looking forward to see what they cook up here for sure. Um, yeah, and I think if the players are ready, I'm feeling pretty ready. I don't know if you're ready,
I
but we
think these
could.
guys are still checking seeds.
It's more than fine. Um, yeah, and
Looks
for
like DLC looks good. I don't know about base game.
yeah, all I can see for now on doesn't look like Mew has loaded into to the game yet, at least on the multi-twitch. So there he goes. He starts loading in now, so we should probably be getting the seed confirmation anytime.
Gotcha. I guess yeah, these teams, Wander and Rambler, their first round they were paired against probably like the newest team in the tournament, and it was a little brutal. These guys have been around playing bingo for about as long as anyone, so uh yeah, they're looking good. Mew and Graphic, they had a bit of a rougher first game, despite both of these players being quite accomplished. I haven't seen Graphic do a whole lot in the DLC, to be honest, and they looked maybe a little out of sorts in the match. I do recall some like perfume only Mesmer 20-minute fight. Some of it being like not the fight looked good, but it was maybe just like this mod specifically, like not being super familiar with Kale and like when to shop and what things are good to pick up in the middle of the game to make your life easier. Um, so we'll be looking to see whether he strategizes and powers up this time and the game looks a little easier for him. It'd be good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that game in particular was also pretty dependent on how quickly the early game ran away from them. And losing some pretty pivotal squares early on, getting some snipes, and not fully being able to recover with the speed of their opponents in that game too. So
Yeah, the Remembrance perfume only square in the DLC is a particularly brutal one. Like that for the most part, a lot of this square set is not particularly painful, but that one can get you if you haven't psychotically spent a bunch of time practicing a bunch of bosses with perfume. Different moveset, very low damage. Takes a long time.
yeah,
Looks like seeds are validated, so we should be ready to go. Go
all
up,
right.
Vixus.
Yeah, I'm pretty ready to hit it off here. So when the players are ready, I am ready too.
Could have the stream chat open, couldn't I? See what the ghouls are saying.
Yeah, you never know what the chat is saying. So far, they've been behaving. So, but I was just about to say Josh hasn't arrived yet, but there he is. So.
Oh, were you starting it up or should I?
I'd like for you to because otherwise I lose your cam.
Sure. Let me see. Make sure I have the same. Okay. Just triple check that they're already. Wander, Rambler are ready. Mew and Graphic are ready. So here we go.
Okay, predictions for middle square.
Remembrance perfume only.
Sleeping Golem and Lane.
Let's see what it is. Lena Companions. That's also a bad one. Hey, it's there. It's there. The perfume only. It's there. Let's go. Round 2, Graphic.
And it's
What
a
have you
corner square
learned?
too. It's a corner square.
Yeah, it's important. All right. Also, we're still on the scene for pregame, by the way.
Yes, I've been making this intentional for the first minute to just like talk about the board.
Okay. I do like seeing what's in the starting classes and stuff from base game, but yeah, it's
Let's
all
hop
good.
on over there and see what's up. Because sometimes people choose very quickly and then you kind of lose out on the options. So let's go over
Yeah.
here.
So we have Blood Out and Claws, it looks like, for these guys. They're both
Mm-hmm.
hovering the same class. Wait, what in the world? Why did that not have a prep time? The fuck? Hang on. I certainly have never set my prep time to this before, so I don't know what the hell that is.
Okay.
Vixus?
My
Was your
apologies.
prep time 10 seconds?
Yes, it might have been. Yes, that's actually entirely my bad.
Um, we can just keep the same seed, and they were still looking at starting classes anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. That's on
All
me.
right.
I was practicing earlier, and that's what I get. You know, there's always something that I forget setting this up, but
Hashtag blame Jack. You can shove it.
yeah, classic nuisance chat being at it.
All right. Okay, so we got Graphic ready. Rambler.
Did you edit the starting the?
Yeah, it should be all good now.
Okay,
It
okay.
should be all good. Okay, here we go.
All right. Rudon's Great Room.
All right. Very different board.
Very
There's
different.
a big wad of DLC squares,
Mm-hmm.
kind of in the bottom right side of the board. So there's like these two lines, column 4 and row 5, that are basically all DLC, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So that could, well, let's see. What do we actually have? There's a lot of remembrance stuff. There's Radon's Rune with Elder Lions is quite nice. Shatter Tree Avatar with Iris. Somber Weapon to +10. Some Volcano Manor with Godskin Noble. BBK, 30 Faith. Big stuff. Big
Yep.
stuff on this board. Godric Lion, Moog, Honest Consort. All right.
And I think this might be the first time we've seen this square in on stream actually, which is the acquire 6 NPC dropped weapons. I don't think we've actually seen that one before in one of these games. It's happened a lot in the practice games, of course, but I haven't seen it necessarily on the stream. So that's a pretty interesting new square that we have going on for this format. What else
Yeah,
do we
a
have as
little bit of
right?
synergy with it. It's not a ton. Like, you could loop in the Iris, but more likely the Nameless Mausoleums. I don't see anything in base game that would make me want to do that square
I mean, you get a
at
little bit
all.
closer to Yura with the Bloodhound Knight. I mean, it's a very slight argument for it, but you get a little bit closer to that. Um,
Okay.
as for the rushable squares, some of the more common rushable squares here on this board, I would probably say would be some very sad individual choosing 30 Faith because that's going to wreck the rest of the game potentially, especially this game having such a kill heavy board.
Yeah, there's
Um,
enough money on this board, like just by doing the squares, that I think that rushing the faith would be kind of throwy, because like you'll still be able to get it later and still have like reasonable stats for everything else. For me, I'm kind of interested in this Elder Lions square because of the prio that it announces on Radahn's Great Rune. So a lot of center square pressure, pretty simple square. Just get to Red Main Castle with the festival active and kill those lions. Alternatively, Sacred Flask plus 7. 7 is relatively high, so it's not like a insanely rushable square, but having that flask would be quite nice for this board, particularly with a certain Moog creature being asked to be killed at some point.
yep, I've noticed, especially for like the Sacred Flask plus 7, that seems to be something. If it's gone for, it's not something that is like immediately rushed because it's incredibly committal. But what I've seen it be used for is like something that you route into your other squares. So say you were going to BBK, you just pick up one there in Third Church or stuff along those lines. You kind of just like try to synergize it together with the things you're already doing, and all of a sudden you might find yourself only having to do, one Sacred Flask plus like tier, and then you just do the Weeping Run, and all of a sudden you have it. So I would guess the base gamers are going to be looking for either picking up an early rush square or go for a really solid setup here. And some of the rush squares here would be Bloodhound Knight, Turtle Tallies, potential for 30 Faith, but I
Oh my
highly doubt
god.
it.
Okay, hang on. So Mew was super late out the door. I don't know what exactly happened with that, but Wander also like screwed up his jump down and got spawned back at the
Oh.
very start. So he was actually like basically 10 seconds ahead and then just like did not get the grafted scion to spawn in properly, and now Mew's in the lead. That's kind of goofy.
This has definitely happened to me before. Only once and never again. I'll never let it happen again. It,
Meanwhile, we see our DLC players. Neither one went for a weapon check off the rip. Rambler appears to have skipped Scorched Ruins, potentially looking to set up Hanging Pot Bell Bearings super fast. At least I think so. I was too busy laughing at Wander. But Graphic is pretty far behind whatever Rambler is up to. So I'm assuming he just kind of skipped that grace in favor of getting out on the map a little faster.
mm-hmm.
It is a little uncharacteristic of Rambler to be skipping graces in order to rush squares. He's more known to be a split progress lad in the early game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Tellier. Oh, don't quit to desktop. Oh, okay. Gets the quit out in time. Meanwhile, Graphic heading towards that first hanging pot. Just kidding. He's grabbing ADM Cave. Why are
So
we interested in ADM off rip? I don't know. It could be possible that this is some like rando routing. Like whenever I see something weird that I would call weird done by a player that I don't see play a lot of bingo, I tend to blame it on rando brain. So that is my suspicion. I don't know if that is entirely what this is, but this ADM Cave Grace is not particularly great for bingo just because like it takes time to run in, run out. It's not in the direction of Shadow Altus, so it just kind of slows you down. Rambler all the way in the Elac River. What's he doing down here? Okay, it looks like they're rushing Turtle Talismans on Rambler and Wander.
yeah, and I think
Uh,
that's going to be
it was just hard to tell
completely.
because Wander got sent back.
I think that's going to be completely uncontested here by Mew because it looks like Mew is doing
Eyeing a
the.
Bloodhound Knight.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
but he went.
Getting Torrent out this way.
Yeah, and this is something that I actually haven't seen done this way before because he went all the way to the Kale Grace and then started running all the way back here.
This could actually be really nice from Rambler if he goes for this Turtle Talisman, cracks the Hanging Pot Bell Bearing, and then
Oh,
heads back to his like Egon Grace and does this one. He could kind of go like Bing Bang double square type deal.
mm-hmm.
Quite well. I was gonna say I quite like the choice and the route. It is like a little not Shadow Altus, which is it depends. It's sometimes kind of questionable to go in that way because Shadow Altus is usually where the lion's share of the squares and the skidoo power, all that kind of stuff is. Graphic just having a heck of a time with this hanging pot.
Yeah, yeah. We saw this happen the last game too. There was a couple of incidents happening with this hanging pot bell bearing in particular. So I don't know if it's incredibly tricky or if these players are just a
It's
little bit
mostly
nervous.
like it is tricky if you haven't practiced them. Like all of the hanging pots that you hit by melee, you want to practice at least like once or twice. There we go. So one hanging pot for graphic.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, his other one is really far away, and he just spawned in the ADM invader. He should be able to get to high ground and quit out. No, he's just gonna run for it. Rambler working on the pot bell bearing down here. Gets it after not too much hassle. Ports
Yeah.
back to Egon's Grace, and we'll be cracking that one up there. And then they'll have about the same map progress, but Rambler has a square and a half
Right.
advantage on these guys.
Yeah, because Wander is heading in to get this turtle talisman right now, and it is going to be his mark. So that's going to be a really nice start to this. This is one of the things where if there's something that doesn't seem as valuable, but it is a rush square, something like turtle tallies, I feel much more inclined to rush it in the beginning if it is on a diagonal. It just seems a whole lot more worth it then.
Kind of interesting of Wander to have run all that way for the turtle talisman and not grab a grace because like there's
BBK.
something like yeah, you could get towards BBK. There's also even just like Sacred Blade for this two Deathrite bird square, just to like make that a bit less painful. It just and there's like a Sacred Tear as well down in that church. It seemed like a nice grace to have. I feel like that has to be a little bit of a mistake in routing, but we'll see how it plays out. If he can get to like a because he's going for upgrades. If he can get to a kill square ahead of Mew, then that amount of time wins him a square. Then could be
Yeah.
quite nice. Does skip the extra money by the putrid avatar. He is running at the 9, so might be eyeing up a somber weapon. Not particularly interested in war pick for this game. He didn't start with the class that had Bloodhound Claws. I wonder if it was just a stat issue. I don't know if Mew did
Oh,
either. Oh, Mew has a straight sword. Oh, no, okay. He's
which, I mean, having a straight sword makes a lot
yeah.
of sense if you're going to be rushing a fighting
This
square
in
like this,
particular.
yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Because you definitely want to have a wieldable weapon off rip to start, but oh my god, what is happening to Wander? Oh my god, he's getting
Have they
absolutely.
just been? Sorry.
Oh.
Oh my god, he didn't get the money. Oh, that's terrible, dude. This game is going all kinds of crazy. Like these guys are still trying to crack this hanging pot bell bearing in the DLC. Oh my god. Meanwhile, Mew gets his Bloodhound Knight.
Very nice kill, very nice kill. And it's Magma Worm Scale Sword, so not the Bloodhound's Fang.
Oh my
Wait, it can't
Rambler,
be the
dude.
Bloodhound's Fang, right?
He's still working on it.
So,
Rambler, Wander waiting for elevator to get back up to the money.
oh, this is annoying. I've been in Wander's shoes here a couple of times, and it really sucks to have to wait for that elevator to come all the way down. Are you watching Rambler?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What are the chances that Graphic is able to get out to the back section hanging pot bell bearing before Rambler gets this? It's got to be 0, right? Surely. Surely there's 0 chance. All right, just slow down, Rambler. Oh! Nope. Oh my god.
Yeah, let's where the action is happening. We gotta have a little bit
Yep.
of a bigger
Yep. Yep.
screen
Yep.
here. We gotta really pay attention to
Wander
this.
does grab his rune, so that is nice. This by the way, like hanging pot bell bearings, like it or lump it, it's the best collection square in all of bingo because like most of collection is just like run to a place, you know, and like
Yep.
get the thing. This
Yep.
there is 100% an element of skill and practice involved. Like this is easily the best collection square in bingo, and if you don't like it, then practice it better. I don't know.
Yeah, one of the few collection squares with skill issues kind of routed in. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my god, and he's invaded!
This is exactly what happened in
Okay,
the last
where
game.
is Graphic? Okay, he's in Shadow Altas. He's getting Skidoo. He's kind of left this square for dead for the moment.
Yeah.
Rambler, meanwhile, is just running from the ancient Dragon Man invader. Got to make sure he doesn't lose his, huge amount of starting money.
Yeah, I think we're gonna save him this a little bit and just take a look at what everybody's doing here for a moment, because this is definitely a little bit of a rough start here for poor
What an early
Rambler.
game.
Yeah,
Everyone has had something go wrong.
except for Mewtwo. Mewtwo has been trucking
Well, he
on.
was laid out the gate. Mew
Oh
was laid
yeah,
out the
yeah,
gate.
yeah. Laid out. True. Okay, yeah.
It was the least big disaster out of all these guys, but
Yeah.
yeah. It was,
And Mewtwo
oh,
choosing immediately to go for this Third Church of America, setting up that BBK eventually. Probably going to be picking up the Sacred Blade for
yep,
the
just have that grace
Deathbirds.
that Wander missed.
Didn't pick up the Sacred Tier though, which is incredibly confusing to me.
Can go back for it, but yeah, that's a choice. But yes, does get this Ash of War. This Ashes of War square can be incredibly quick if you put your mind to it.
Very quick, very quick.
Sacred. Okay, okay.
And somewhere,
How is Rambler? Oh, he died on Teal Skip. I was like, I swear I just saw him do this drop down.
so both the base gamers found Death's Poker here.
Ah, great sword check or round table?
Round table.
Okay, okay. Well, they're gonna have a very smooth game then.
Yep. Should
All right, Rambler's at the bottom of Teal Skip. Graphic has found Sword of Milos. Sword of Milos I've found to be quite nice for the base game, but a bit lacking in the DLC. Not being able to like use a charged R2 and not having a real Ash of War. I don't know. It's just a little too weak, I think, but we'll see how he does with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
it
we'll see what
does.
Rambler chooses as well.
I think the Sword of Milo is like the thing that really bugs me the most is how awkward it is to do. Like, you can't do any charge R2s.
Yeah. The charged R2 is just absolutely horrendous. Okay, Wander doing the Ashes of War route in Aeonia, grabbing stones while he's at it. Very nice, clean routing. Mew
Yeah.
grabbing money from the Halig tree.
Yeah.
Rambler still catching up on map. The funny thing is, if Graphic had full sent that second bell bearing in back section, he'd have it by now. But, getting Hippo dead is also quite nice. He opted for one piece of armor, the leg armor on Graphic. Not a ton of defenses, but it is the most cost-effective piece of defense. I do hate to see, like, because those of us who have played, like, DLC 1v1 formats, like, we're very used to being able to buy our armor off the rip, and, getting used to this new Season 5 format where you can't do that. I see a lot of people forget to buy the armor and live to regret it, or not live and regret it, rather. But Graphic opting for the one piece, it's something, but not as much defense as he could have. Wander going for the Elder Lion in the little
I
canyon.
I am
Kind
ever
of
so
an annoying arena
slightly
to fight.
I'm ever so slightly confused by this, because Wander has the one weapon specifically that makes the Elder Lion Square completely trivial. Because if you actually go in to the castle, you can kill both of those Elder Lions. If you stand at a particular spot, they just start killing each other. And if you have an Ash of War with any kind of range, which Death Poker, you basically just get both of them for free. And they can't hit you, and they basically just kill each other. So I am a little bit confused by him
Call the
choosing to
fire
go for this.
department. Cat stuck in the tree.
Cat stuck in the tree. Yeah.
Back at it. Beautiful charge R2. Smile.
Lovely sort of Milo's moveset here on the Charge R2
Yeah.
Death's Poker.
You know, for a weapon called Death's Poker, it does not have any single poking attack. L from soft.
Well, the Ash of War does do a little bit of a poking action.
Whatever.
So
We'll move past it. Rusted Anchor, I believe, acquired for Rambler in Bonneville. I'd probably rather have that than Sword of Milos, so I feel like Rambler's gonna be happier this game with his weapon find. But Graphic getting Hippo money and Skidoo would be quite nice for him. Does miss the vacuum riposte. He had like all day to get next to that eye socket for that riposte to make it a very clean riposte, but just hanging out.
yeah, other than that, it looks like it's a pretty clean fight. Maybe while everyone else is doing a little bit of running, we could actually take a look closer onto this Hippo fight and see how it's going. So
My Discord is kind of dying. I can't really see shit, so just you got it from here for a bit, I think.
Yeah. So we see being at half health here during the phase transition, surviving ever so slightly from those spikes. Getting some decent Hippo RNG at the end there. Trying to survive, probably another R1 or 2 from getting a stagger. Just looking clean. Gets bit there though. See if Graphic can get the vacuum riposte this time. Does get it. He's probably gonna finish this riposte off with healing, which he does. Very nice. Another little spike attack here from Hippo. Trying to chomp away. Always hungry. Stalling a little bit. I mean, this is not going to be contested at all for right now, so if he gets this kill, it's going to be a really clean kill. It's not going to be a snipe. Gives him some map progression. And not only that, gives him some really nice starting runes here in the DLC, which is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, it looks like he, at the start of the game, also opted for that Blade of Mercy. That was why he was behind Rambler off the rip a little bit, but, you know, this is where it's starting to pay off.
I
Getting
see.
this Hippo kill a little cleaner.
Nice. Really well done. There it
nice.
is. Really well done from Graphic.
Rambler taking a crack at yet another Hanging Pot Bellberry. Whiffs a kukri. Whiffs a kukri. Whiffs a kukri. Wolves.
Jesus Christ. Not having the time of his life doing this.
Whiffs a kukri by a mile.
And gets the last kukri.
Last kukri.
The last kukri. Really well done. And that's going to be Rambler's mark here for the 2 Hanging Pot Bell Bearings, blocking that column 3. Very nice. And the Golden Hippo also blocked the row 1 potential for GoPackGo.
Wander is going for the Lion in Fort Gale. Interesting decision. Is there any reason for this? Ow. Takes some arrows to the dome.
Flame grant me strength. Smile.
Takes more arrows to the dome. Surely he will make it to the top of this unscathed. I don't quite see what this is for.
Yeah, this is why it was a little bit confusing to me, because it was kind of... Oh, I mean, there is a...
I also just realized he is, like, very voluntarily naked. I'm pretty sure he did not start as rich. Just wanting that light load, I suppose.
Yep. Making this Elder Lion fight look pretty trivial.
Yeah, very nice stagger. Let's see the square mark spoiler.
Yep. Very nice square mark there. Column 4 now, all of a sudden, or row 4, all of a sudden, very active.
Yeah, this would be a nice time for Graphic to potentially take out Loger to get that blocked out. He's in a position where he could teleport. Rambler doesn't even have a weapon online. That would solve all of the row 4 problems, and also it's a corner square. Start to build something on the diagonal, but also the top right diagonal is something to consider as well. But that is mostly a base game solution. And if you are like we can see that the two Elder Lions were not in Radon, but if I am red team, I am very scared that those two Elder Lions were in Red Main Castle.
And they are right to be
And would be,
scared because I
yeah,
think that's
very, very
exactly what,
terrified.
yeah, that's what Wander is working on next. I would assume he's just trying to get another Altus Grace here to activate the Radon Festival. That's what I would assume. To actually get that top right diag online and using the row 4 as a bait. But that's just a wild guess on my part. However, we do see a +9 Death's Poker on MewTwo, even though he does have all of like 9 Vigor, it looks like, for right now.
Working on sorting out some visual issues again. Hang on.
And yeah, Wander not opting to go for that Radon's Great Rune just yet. Probably looking to set up this weapon a little bit further. And perhaps the block that Mewtwo is going for is going to be that Radon's Great Rune. That would be really nice.
It'd be quite
Very,
bold of him to
very
just like
bold.
assume that sit on it, yeah.
Exactly. Because, I mean, not only would the Elder Lines signal that you're close to Radon, it would signal that you already have the festival started. And 20 minutes into the game, and you found Death's Poker, you could assume Radon's Great Rune could just as easily be marked in the next, I don't know, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. So this is a
Yeah,
very
and then you're
bold contestation, contestation? English?
uh, I'll let you sort that out.
No.
But yeah, then like hypothetically, you could be risking sending your teammate to Shadow Tree Avatar with Sword of Milos. Like, oh my god, there's a lot of things in life I would rather do than that.
Contention, I think.
Okay, Graphic trying to do the 360 circle tech on thrusting NPCs, getting a little bit caught. Queeline does have some non-thrusting attacks with that fire move.
Yeah. Yeah, this Timu Mesmer is putting up quite a fight.
Might be due a bleed relatively
Oh
soon.
my
Queeline's
god,
out of
gets
heals, the clink, the double poke.
the clank.
Random shadow dude.
Random shadow dude joining the fight.
The thing that I don't understand is like Queeline and the Fire Knights and Mesmer soldiers and shit like canonically genocided the Shadow Dude people. Like, why are you helping Queeline, bro? Like,
Don't
help
understand it.
me.
Yeah, why are you booing me? Line's wrong, you know? And
Graphic, where are we going? I guess grabbing the Grace for Dancing Lion for later. I feel like you need to be kind of worried about solving some of these threats. I think Rambler's about to go for Loger, and then Loger row 4 plus the top right diagonal. All of a sudden, these MewTrue guys are gonna have quite a hard time coming up with the blocks they need.
yeah, it's going to look a little bit rough. However, this is a little time consuming, but whatever Wander is doing right now, which is probably Sacred Flask +7, is also pretty time consuming. So unless Wander decides, oh, I'm +5 Sacred Flasks, let me just pivot out here real quick and go for Deathbirds or Imbued Sword Keys, they are going to be pretty okay, at least for now, with that row 4 and kind of preemptively blocking that diag, which we can see that at least Wander is working on putting online.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I have no idea how Mew made this read that he's not going to get sniped on Radon's Great Rune. This read is either completely brain dead or incredible. Like, but it's gonna work. But like, I don't know why you would assume that this is the play. Like, it's so crazy to me. Like, like really, Wander should be here, like doing this. Like,
Sometimes bad is good.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's a game saving play.
Yeah,
I think
it
like
really is. I really
but
think it
like
is.
yeah, it really shouldn't be.
And given that the um, dancing line grace is picked up, it does
Yeah, now
actually.
he's potentially looking at Loger. Yeah, he's back at hasn't
Yeah,
spent his hippo money. Maybe he's well, he will get a shopping trip out of this.
yeah.
So yeah, there goes Loger. So now that this is not a play anymore
At
to do
least it's
that, but
pretty nice timing. He's not running. He's not rushing it. He's actually here shopping some talismans and getting
Wander working on imbued keys, so they're actually just looking at the row 4 altogether. And Mew restoring the rune takes a lot of time, and he is responsible for this block on this row 4 at this point. They're like all that graphic can contribute is a single imbued key, which takes like 30 seconds to grab. So like
yeah.
Mew is all of a sudden in charge of all of these blocks because that Loger square slipped away, and it's going to be really tough, I think, for him to manage all of that.
Almost a full one cycle there on Radon. So that's going to be a very
Yeah,
quick kill. And
that's desk poker for you. I know that Mew spent more time setting up the weapon than Graphic did. Like, I think Graphic is just +4. I didn't see him go to Old Altus. I did see Mew go to Old
yeah,
Altus.
yeah,
And I think I might have seen Mew in the Laker Rod as well. So this could
yeah.
be a +9.
This is a +9. I watched it earlier, and I believe Wanders is only +4 for now.
Yeah, we'll see what Mew can do. It's the game is kind of on his shoulders at this point.
Yeah, yeah. And the question is this going to be split, or is there a wild chance that Mewtwo, once he sees the imbued sword key marked and Wander not splitting on the Deathbirds, that he can just full on kill the Deathbirds way, way, way faster than Wander really could with a +4? Is
Based on what's happening on Wander's screen right now, I'm wondering if Rambler has talked him out of sending the line because Wander was previously looking to send the line, but now is looking towards some more Ashes of War. And I say Rambler talked him out of because that would be something that Rambler would do. More of like, don't send the line, go for majority. And like Wander was previously pursuing like the imbued keys and stuff. So I'm wondering if there's a bit of team strategy tension going on right now.
Yeah, this call doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me immediately because that does seem, I wouldn't call it a dead square. A square is a square,
I would call it a dead square. I would
but
call
he
it a dead
is
square for
synergizing
sure.
it with the Sacred Flask +7 though. So okay, that makes a little bit
Yeah.
more sense.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So they are splitting between the top right diagonal and row 4, which that play I actually can get behind. And
It looks like
Rambler,
Mew actually just opened the Celia gate and didn't do the skip. I I just saw him, I think, run under the thing, but maybe he did that while opening up other gates for the imbued key. I didn't even check to see if he grabbed it. I don't think he did. So just kind of pursuing. You probably want Millicent's Church Friend. There is a sacred tier there.
yep.
I would not be skipping that.
Yeah,
Maybe the
but
thing he's just
nothing.
straight up racing
That's what I
Wander to
think.
this square. Yeah. I hope he grabs a Grace.
Fort Pharaoh or nothing at
Not
all.
even, just pointed straight at that tower, running as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah. But I
Maybe
mean,
maybe he made the read that because Wander marked lions when he did, that the weapon wasn't going to be very highly upgraded, and
that's
that
true.
Mew could catch up on the timing. It's still such a crazy read to make,
And
but
and given the way he's blocking this diagonal, he's not looking at Sacred Flask +7 at all, which we can see at least not for the utility of Sacred Flask +7, but for the block of Sacred Flask +7, it's not going to cost him all that much running past that Millicent
no,
Church.
but that's because Wander has been kind of eyeing this up, the Sacred Flask +7. So like Mew is gonna get the block. Graphic, meanwhile, he's still just been plugging away at this Iris square. The square takes an eternity. But the row 3, like Graphic has a Grace for Lion. He's got 2 Queelines dead. Mew is Psycho sending this Radahn's Great Rune. So all of a sudden, these 3 squares are going to get marked like relatively
But
back to back.
look at this timing here. Look at this timing. He's gonna see Sacred Flask +7 be marked before he gets the Great Rune. Do you think he holds on Great Rune and just gets the Grace? Because Wanderer is actually getting the
I don't
Sacred
think
Flask
Wander's going to
+7
be able
right
to
now.
complete. You think
He
so?
had 6, and he's gonna
Oh,
finish
did
it.
he? I
Yeah, he's
didn't
gonna
see him do
finish
the
it right
weeping.
now.
Okay.
He's gonna finish it right now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you're Mew, then you definitely sit on this
Right?
Great Rune for a little bit.
What?
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Perfect timing here from you. I would immediately just hold this.
Yeah, not really. Okay.
I,
Yeah, I feel like you could like grab a Grayson Volcano Manor and kill Margit or something and still have enough time.
yeah.
Maybe he's worried that was Millicent's church and he doesn't think that he has enough time. But still, like you mentioned, it does take a fair bit of time to run around and grab all those tiers.
I
I
mean,
don't.
start to finish, if you have nothing, that square takes legitimately. I mean, we can look here from the Elder Lines. Basically, I mean, he did a bunch of other stuff in the meantime too, but it's been 12 minutes. So I would say that square, start to finish, if you're full on rushing it, it's like 8 or 9 minutes for sure.
Yeah, but it's not though, because like within the context of this game, because if he thinks that that's like Millicent's church on the way to restoring the rune, both turtle talismans, as we mentioned, takes him to the physic, which is another. But those are like 2 of the slower ones to get. So
That's
then it's
fair.
just like a weeping run and then grabbing like the fast one in Altus or something. So like I think it's he's not wrong to be a little scared of this.
Yeah, just decide to go for it here too. And I would imagine that he probably goes for Deathbirds right off the bat here.
I think the bigger problem with this potentially is like if you show this, then Wander I feel is more incentivized to be like, well, I don't know, that row 4 all of a sudden, like if you were just killing
Yep.
Radahn and running all that way this whole time, maybe I'm like more ahead on this than I thought, which he is. So like, yeah, he's in Limgrave. There are Deathbirds here. Where are
But
we going?
but now Mewtwo is choosing to go for
Keys.
the keys, but isn't going to the right tower to unlock it here.
Yeah, he's looking the right way now.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean you have to do the row 4. You literally cannot like race on the row 3, so he does have to get one of these blocks for sure. I wouldn't be super interested in doing Deathbird, Deathrite Bird with Death's Poker specifically. But at +9, it should still do the trick.
+9.
And
It's
you
not a problem.
Yeah, you could also think, like, hypothetically that, Wander would be thinking something similar and would prioritize the keys if he wanted to get one more square in that line, but it just kinda looks like they're abandoning this and just going for other ideas on the board
Yeah,
on,
but you also never
GoPackGo.
know. Like in this case, Wander could just as easily not have picked up Death's Poker and have a +15 smithing and just have Sacred Blade. So
Yeah, that's true, that's true. But if it's round table, I guess there were claws on a starting class. You could potentially assume that he went for the Bloodhound claws and did not opt for
uh,
Death Smoker. Like just
except
didn't
that
check
you,
round table.
but claws you'd be pretty excited about because you can't actually put Sacred Blade on them.
That's yeah, fair point.
And Sacred Blade is just a game changer for the Deathbirds.
Rambler back to adventures of knocking things down.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of this.
Bit smoother than the last round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think MewTrue had many of those, so that's not a huge snipe. But the square total still a concern. Square total threats
Yep.
all still in favor of GoPackGo.
Yeah, and here's another additional part that for sure is worth mentioning. Blocking this row 4 is a little bit more annoying when you're not forwarding potential bingo lines for yourself. So both
I think
Deathbirds and
I was
imbued
thinking
sword
that as
keys.
well, but
I
there
guess it
is
blocks it. Yeah.
a little bit of Abductor to Volcano Manor synergy with the row 3 that they've kind of been working on. There's a little tiny bit of that.
Yeah, that doesn't save a whole lot of time, but
No,
there's a
but it
little
is a
bit of
little
that.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The bigger boon to them, I think, at this moment is Rambler is currently working on the Quee lines and is about to get sniped, and he's in combat with this Quee line here. Graphic not knowing the quit out tech is actually just wasting more of Rambler's time, which is chill. Okay. You can mark. You can mark. Okay. All right. So. Oh, did he like really just. I can't see his board on his stream. Like he's. Oh, he's waiting for the dropped weapon. I was wondering what he's still doing here.
Yeah. And Mew picking up 2 imbued sword keys, going for his final one here in Raya. And I would imagine that Graphic is just going to pivot out and just get his imbued key here really quick.
Wander versus Patches. There's a bit of lore here. Not going to happen this time, but in the previous vanilla events this summer, Wander got hard stuck on Patches for probably like 15-20 minutes and had to actually leave the room to detilt at mid-game against Helios in the grand finals. So good to see the Patches issue has been solved.
Yeah, solved with a Death
Simply
Smoker,
Death
I would
Smoker.
imagine.
Yeah.
So Mewtwo being, no matter what happens, very far ahead on this imbued sword keys. So that's going to be a really nice block for them. Here's the thing. Wander is only +4, Mewtwo's +9. He's going to immediately be able to pivot out and do exactly what he wants here. He already has the Grace in Third Church, can pivot out to do BBK, can basically choose to do whatever he wants. And Wander is at some point going to have to take a little break and get to +9 probably, or he's going to be behind on killing power. And
Yeah, I don't know that if I'm Wanderer, I'm super interested in taking a ton of time. Like if you look at this board, right, it's just kind of Moog. Like everything else is perfectly killable with a Somber 4.
absolutely, but it's going to go much slower than it is from you. That's what I'm saying.
It's true, but I mean it does take time to get that online. We'll see. Yeah, he's looking at Noble. Okay, so this is but so is Mew. Or no, wait, no. Mew's going up. He's going up. I thought he was going down for the abduction. So this is a nice read by Wander, taking a look at the last available bingo threats for MewTrue, and seeing that row 3 with Iris marked that Dancing Lion is a threat. So let's just get rid of this row 3 while Mew is still dealing with our faster row 4.
Yep.
Really heads up play to get ahead on that. And then the last one is going to be this row 2 that they have to solve, and it's not. I mean, Rambler's a smithing weapon, so he can always go back and go put Flame Art on it for Shadow Tree Avatar. Nobody's got any Black Knife Assassin progress. Crystal Tears are kind of a wash. So, like,
Yep.
I'm feeling kind of comfortable if I'm GoPackGo on the row 2, but yeah, putting the Jets on a block on the row 3 seems like a really, really good idea right now.
Yeah, and not only that, but when we see the NPC dropped weapons being marked, column 1 and 5 are kind of immediately online. So whatever they choose to block with, either Deathbirds or imbued sword keys, they are going to have continued threat along one of those lines, which is strategically just a really nice choice, I think.
Yeah.
Because once you get imbued sword keys, you're like, oh god, Deathbirds would have been real nice, but
That's
probably
true.
is
That's
going to
true.
choose
You
to.
can't really know which one they're pursuing as the block.
Of course,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm
But
saying. That they
yeah.
continue to
I
like,
see what
no
you're
matter
saying.
how you block, you're still going to have continued threat along the other line.
With the noble and with the NPC drops, yeah, it does progress both of those. So only one of them gets blocked. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Oh,
Yeah.
Graphic very low on this lion. Okay, that's a nice attack to get some space to heal.
And that is going to be a little bit nice
Oh, he
with...
did get grabbed, so he tops off the lion. I see.
Yeah.
That's probably why he got so low in the first place. He was trying to avoid healing at all. But it's fine. He's not under like a huge time constraint here because Mew still has to go and kill Godric in the first place. Take more big shots from the lion.
Would you assume that he is looking to do this kind of mistimed to his teammates just to get that somber remembrance up to 10?
Well, Lion is not going to give him a somber remembrance weapon.
Oh.
So, no. Lion does not drop any weapons.
That's
Okay, so
unfortunate.
there's the block on the row 4.
Nice. Really nice block here by Mew.
Oh, Wander fell down in a weird spot, I think. Okay, he's okay. He got the backstep punch tech.
Now...
Or was that intentional? I couldn't tell. It looked goofy.
Now, if... Oh... He only had 2 imbued keys.
Oh, he never actually grabbed the one in Celia. All right, let's. It looks like Ensign is jumped in. That could be really, really bad if he is locked out of that square. You don't want to see that.
Yeah. I don't entirely know what the rulings is on that, but I think it's 5 seconds, is it?
It's 5 or 10. The ref will know,
But
surely.
that was 22 full seconds.
Yeah, that was way more. Yeah, they are almost certainly going to be locked out of that square. So that
unfortunate.
I mean, Wander is in Noble. Mew is immediately into some Deathbird. They'll get the block, but also now that they're locked out of that, all of a sudden Wander doing Noble, as you mentioned, Volcano Manor, like this column 5, all of a sudden, yikes! No block on that Insight. The closest progress Graphic has to the Karos Deathrite is ADM's Grace. Not that Rambler has it either, but it's a pretty bad Karos Deathrite Bird game.
Yeah.
It's pretty horrendous. I guess there's kind of a nameless mausoleum over there and a jail that I guess there's some things to do.
Look at this damage here from Wander on a Noble. Not looking too great. But this is something that we didn't mention about the Volcano Manor. I don't think Wander did it though, but you can just pick up a quick 5 and 6 here, which would mean he can completely skip at least one of his routes for picking up Somber Smithing Stones.
I mean, he's certainly not one-shotting the Noble or anything, but the damage is still fine. He'll get there. Just needs to not like die to something goofy, like a, nobling moment.
Right. Actually baiting out to this here.
And then Death's Poker.
Yes.
Yep. This is one of the greatest uses of this weapon. Get the Noble trapped. Take him out. There's the Frostbite proc.
Really nice strafing that attack there from the Noble.
Somber 9 not required.
So this is a little bit of a silly remnant, I think, still left for this square here on Godskin Noble. I don't know whoever in their right mind would grab sleep for this fight.
Yeah. I mean, the story of this square, I'm pretty sure, is like in Bingo Brawlers formats, this is Godskin Noble without status effects.
Yes.
Which in my opinion is a better square. Like this square is kind of a nothing burger. But like they wanted to keep the Godskin Noble like on the board or whatever, but like when you do have the option of killing it with sleep, you can like hypothetically just go rush the Fever cookbook and the pots and like kill it extremely like if it was just kill Godskin Noble, it's a very fast like 50k essentially, which in some format, like this tournament was originally on a different mod before season 5 came out, and then we put the event on hold and stuff while season 5 was going on, and we're definitely going to use the season 4 mod and whatever. But having that like early 50k, because that mod didn't have Haligtree available, was kind of big. So like the sleep cheese Godskin Noble free money business was probably not okay.
Yeah.
for that format. So that's probably a remnant of that, if I had to guess, and put a little bit of lore on that.
Yeah, and we see a lot of fights going on right now. We see Rambler fighting Mesmer, and we see GraphicTruth fighting ADM, trying to get south, probably for that Charo's Deathrite bird, because now all of a sudden it's incredibly urgent for them. It's also, I believe, the Hidden Crystal tier is in south for the DLC.
It is. It is. It would just be a quick trip for Rambler down the Elac River. I'm pretty sure he has the Cave Grace, which is kind of the first grace in that progression, so he could get there whenever he wants. Doesn't have the best weapon for it, but then again, neither does Graphic.
Yeah.
The Great Sword moveset is pretty nice at just kind of keeping ADM locked down and docile, and he'll get the bleed proc. So this should be a pretty smooth kill for Graphic. Meanwhile, Deathrite Bird stalling, being very fun. And now Wander has gone back and gotten that third Church Grace and is now eyeing up BBK potentially. Kind of an interesting choice, perhaps. Oh, nice dodge on the grab there from Mew.
Yep. The bird getting kind of stuck there on the little church rooftop area. Ooh, has to be careful of these flames. They do spread. Yeah, would be incredibly nice from you not to have to spend more time on this square and just get this here first try. Just one more hit away.
Yeah,
Gets
he's
the
got it.
stagger. There it
Stagger.
is. Really nice. Really nice from you. You know, keeping the headspace up and actually going for this and finishing this off, especially after having that imbued sword key incident, is really nice.
I was kind of thinking we'd be potentially seeing a BBK race here, but it might be that he's interested in trying to... Well, what is he doing here, actually? Why are we here? Church of Ella. What is going on?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I can't see what this would potentially be here.
I guess he's doing Godric from this way. He just never went up to Stormhill, and he's just going to Margit.
Yeah, that would make sense. Wonder having a really nice stagger there on the BBK. I don't know his upgrade right now, but I would assume it's still +4.
Yeah, pretty sure that is correct. Like you really don't need like that highly of an upgraded weapon for BBK if your fight is good. Like you will die.
Yeah, absolutely. It just goes like so much faster, obviously, but Wander doing a ton of damage here with Death's Poker. Probably gonna be looking to
Yeah,
get a
that's gonna
mana
be
flask
magic
up here.
damage. He does have those goofy little feet and can kind of be straddling the ghost flame, but you can still see it did a fair amount of damage. No frost proc, obviously, but it is magic, which he's weak to.
Mm-hmm.
And then also like the great sword being standard in this case is quite nice. It's better than like a slash or a pierce damage type against these guys.
Yeah.
Another stagger. Gets it nicely lined up with the feet. Okay, just a little bit of magic damage from the... he didn't have enough FP to finish off the Ghost Flame ignition, but just a little bit of magic damage to the head and then takes the riposte. Very clean.
Ooh, okay, there's Mew getting the 30 faith here, which, you know, I actually don't hate this because they are behind on squares. If you would lose just that in addition to something like, say, BBK, it would be
Yeah,
so devastating.
100%, 100%. He needed that quote unquote free square. He's got the somber 9, so the damage isn't going to be a problem. He's going to have like goodbye
Yep.
Margit. The damage difference between he and Wander, even with a big stat dump, is still going to be in his favor until Wander chooses to get Somber 9, which he probably won't do at this point, I don't think.
Yeah, I would assume so. Really clean fight here from Rambler. All right, Wander, I mean. And
Wow, Rambler too, having a
Rambler
nice time with
too.
his Ghost Flame Dragon. Got the
Is
Sacred Attunement on his anchor.
is Rambler doing this, I would assume, also for that somber remembrance to
Yeah, he's
+10?
getting his Somber Stone. Yep. Where the god Wander could kill a BBK with his eyes closed.
Yeah, this is a really impressive fight. I mean, you know,
And before Curse? No.
It's like it is a fight that is like it's more than doable to do it hitless, but to do it just first try hitless like this, I mean, you got to be incredibly comfortable with the fight, and we see that comfort here in Wander for sure.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, I think they have a pretty fun moveset, to be honest, and
Yeah,
it's
I
like
agree.
relatively consistent. It's just the arena can sometimes cause a little bit of issues, and you do have to be perfect when you're at low vigor.
Yeah,
All right, so
really
that is
nice
some
kill.
big money into the pocket of Wander. So he could choose to upgrade his weapon further now. He could just dump some vigor and make sure he's never going to die. He could dump some int to get his damage on Ghost Flame Ignition juicing. The world is his oyster. Just looking for a square. What are we eyeing up? Back to Volcano Man. Okay, he's eyeing up the Crystal Tears.
Yeah, and
All
there's
right, Sacred
Somber
Relic
Rambler.
Sword plus 10 for Rambler. Puts them to 10.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is one of the things that comes with, being a little bit behind on squares and being behind on the threats is you just force your opponent to go for these like much more time-consuming squares, having to go south for this Deathrite bird, having to fight it with Sword of Milos, and then the only other real square is the combined square of Hidden Crystal Tears here down south. I guess there is another nameless mausoleum that you could choose here too.
Yeah, there is some stuff. There is some stuff. I will say the choice of somber and smithing in the season 5 DLC format is kind of interesting. So we see Rambler making excellent use of having access to multiple wet blades with his sacred attunement. I'm sure Graphic would absolutely love to have a sacred attunement right now. But at the same time, he did get to get off out of the gate a little faster. Didn't have to buy a wet blade. Has a bleed and stuff ready to go for Hippo, and yeah,
Yep.
Rambler had to spend more money to get his weapon online. Big, heavy smithing weapon like
Oh,
that.
and there's the Godric dancing lion mark from Mew. Really nice.
Yep.
Trying to keep it really close here. I mean, they are 3 squares behind. They're gonna be 2 squares behind here on the Charo's Deathrite Bird. It is worth mentioning. Once they get to 12, it is basically
Yeah, it's only 2 more squares needed for the
exactly,
blue team with the lockout condition.
exactly. Yeah, the lockout
I do
condition.
hope Ensign informed Rambler and Wander
I, bel
that
I
they're locked out.
yeah, Say
I
mentioned.
just noticed I had messages from Ensign.
Yeah, I think Say told him also in the chat that he needed to inform them, so I believe that he did.
Oh, Ensign was messaging me saying he doesn't have access to this chat. I'm just gonna send him there and see if he undeafens and tells them or whatever. See what happens. Yeah, he's undeafened now, so he's probably telling them. They probably figured though. They probably figured.
Yeah, really nice kill here though
Yeah. Well done
from
from
Graphic
Graphic.
Truth.
That is the most challenging Deathrite bird in the game. Highest scaled, all those little birds that you can also aggro floating around.
Yeah,
The arena itself has a bit of goofiness.
and then also doing it with a Sword of Milos. So all in all, just a really clean fight. Really well done there. Now, what would you choose here as your last, say, 2 squares here for Wanderer and Rambler? Like, what would you look to close out this game?
I think Hidden Tears is kind of a no-brainer, and then potentially Shadow Tree Avatar. Although I don't know, like from our perspective, it's very easy for my perspective to be warped because I know that Rambler has this weapon that he could throw a fire attunement on and just like shred the Shadow Tree Avatar, and Graphic is stuck with this. Oh, Graphic going down the Elac River. I wonder if he is missing knowledge of a skip to get down to Cerulean Coast because I don't think he should be going down this way. I can't think of anything down here that he would benefit from. There's no jail. The hidden tier and mausoleum are down here, but you would go from the Karos Grace. So yeah, oh man, this is actually kind of heartbreaking because he made all that effort to get down there for that square, which puts him right next to a jail, a mausoleum, and the tier, which is like kind of their way back into the game potentially. Still very very hard, but
Ooh.
not do. Oh, and Mew dies to the tree spirit.
Oh, the tree spirit was being so rude. Was being so rude. It did like one of those grab attacks and went to the other side of the tree and then got stuck and then created some distance between them and just not fully being able to recover that situation. It could be mended a little bit here by Rambler being potentially a little bit slower to this to this golem.
All right, Wander has his tier. This golem is a bit of a troll. It's got a cajillion hit points, and the little flame barf that it can do can ruin your day as well. So there is potential for something weird happening to Rambler, but I do think he has a bit of a better time killing it. Like he did kill Mesmer. He did spend the money to upgrade to +10, so there's a little bit of a money sink, but his weapon should be better and he should have more juice, I think, even with that.
Yeah.
I believe. Also, Graphic has a weapon with bleed on it, which is naturally going to have lower AR than a weapon without bleed, and obviously this thing, it don't have no blood.
Yep. Mewtwo now looking to have a much cleaner fight.
And yeah, this thing's incredibly dead. Wander in the capital. Outskirts. What are we looking for here?
Probably going towards one of the
Black
black
Knife.
knife,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
Yeah, the Black Knife by the hero's grave.
And there could be some potential confusion coming
What
up
happened to
here.
Graphic? He's in a loading screen.
Oh, he died to the skip here.
Okay, now he's doing the skip. Okay. I'm confused. I'm not entirely sure what happens. Did he die running down the Elac River and then was like, "Oh yeah, there's a skip," or
I
hmm.
am confused.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's happening. Okay, there we go. That's the chilling
Nice.
alive. Okay,
Clean.
we're down here. That's good. Looking at the furnace golem, how is Ramblers going? It's at the health threshold where it looks like it's probably gonna start to go down
Yeah.
for
I think he's at the last
the
dagger right
first
now.
time. I don't think he's going to be able to one cycle this thing with this weapon. Don't think he can do it. We'll see though. It is really tanky.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to either. Oh, and
Oh,
gets tagged there.
oh, but right as it goes down,
Yeah.
that is less time hitting the face. So that is good for MewTrue. Graphic gets obliterated by the fire barf. That's
Oh.
unfortunate. He
Oh,
did grab
that's
Cerulean Coast Gray, so he doesn't have to do the skip again, which is good. But yeah, Rambler does need to die.
yeah. And
He also could get a little too greedy on punishing the face and miss the repost. Nope, takes it very early. Okay, so he's just going to 2-cycle this thing, 100%. So it is going to be slow. And does run the risk of getting memed.
yeah. But I have to say that right now the square choice from MewTrue is excellent. Even though they're gonna end up getting sniped on this, they need to be sniping some squares here closer to the end
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, if they're not doing the same squares, they lose the game. So you're 100% correct. Okay, one micro stagger from Rambler. Graphics just waiting out the volcano move. Hard to argue with, but does probably need to close the distance so he doesn't move so like that. Oh no! Gets tagged
Oh my
again.
god, no, not again.
Youch.
And Rambler getting closer and closer to that second stagger.
Yep. It does look like Mew is in a catacomb of some kind, so probably
Yep,
also working on black knives. So
exactly.
again, it's the right squares.
Ooh, Rambler doing the iframe text with torrent there. Very cool.
Of course, it's a bit more obvious on the base game side of things, which squares are going to be going for because there are very few left.
Wow, I just love seeing this torrent torrent
I would love
iframe.
it if this stupid furnace golem wouldn't keep doing the big giant slam. That's really annoying.
Yeah. Yeah,
As Rambler, I should say.
right. I mean, this is going to be incredibly devastating here, obviously, for MewTrue getting sniped on this. Um, because I would imagine
Yeah.
even if Graphic ended up not having these two incidents, Rambler was already still ahead and has had a pretty clean fight. And there's going
Yeah,
to be
and
the
you gotta
mark.
think, like, without the lockout, um, this game is would be kind of relatively close, and this was a big performance improvement from their first game on MewTrue. So this is really good progress that we're seeing.
I really
And this
wanted
is
to
a
say
tough
that
team.
too.
This is one of the toughest teams in the competition.
I believe you're right.
Very
Yeah.
nice showing.
I'm really impressed. Like the level of improvement that um that MewTrue has shown here in this game is really nice to see. Really nice to see. I mean, it seems like Graphic in this case would have probably benefited a lot from having a little bit of a cleaner routing, so he potentially could have had, you know, a little bit more of a fair competition here against this golem.
Yeah,
But
I mean, at the same time, he's marked like or been a part of half of his team squares. It's not like he's slouching in this game.
no, 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 that's not what I meant at all. I meant just like in terms of potential future improvements. I mean, it seems like
Yeah, yeah.
it could have been
There's
even
things to learn from
closer.
watching this back for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but keeping it this close is incredibly impressive. I'm really impressed by MewTrue and obviously GoPackGo too. And I mean, you can't really scoff at. I mean, sure, it is Death's Poker, but it is +4. But Wander has been running through this game too with a +4.
Yeah, I feel like if I were Mew, I probably would not have been super excited to see the fact that Wander was going to have a death poker in his hands.
Yeah,
Okay, we're looking for black knives. Invisible black knife. This is a big gamble. This can put him ahead on this square, but that is why it's a gamble.
yeah. That's the second time he died like that too.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good idea. Like if you are worried that you're behind
I was gonna say, yeah.
on this kind of square, that is the kind of play that you need to make. This is pivoting, but you know,
That's the
that
thing. I
was
mean,
a good idea for how to pull out some magic. Like if you get a little lucky, get a frost proc on them, you'll be able to see them, finish it off, and then like you have access to way more black knives there than you do anywhere else on the map. So while Wander's doing safe, slower black knives, he could sneak ahead and trigger the snipe.
yeah. And this is one thing that I see has really truly developed a lot in this format. The more people have been playing it, um, I see a lot of people really choosing towards the like later mid to end game, which we're at right now, choosing to go for incredibly aggressive plays and really choosing not to, lose, like trying not to lose, but actually going for the win conditions. And I think going for those black knives, taking that risk, seeing like maybe I can actually do this. I have a +9 death poker, is just the right call to make.
Sorry,
I
Rambler got like triple hit into a bleed proc and almost got 100 to 0'd. But it seems like they've made the read that the Rambler is going to get the Shadow Tree Avatar without too much problem, and they're sending Wander to just go ahead and clean up that locked out square of the imbued keys just to, uh, make sure we're not late for dinner or anything.
yeah. But also correctly assuming here too, it is Wanderer having two black knives dead and just like splitting some progress in case Rambler gets sniped. It's because Rambler
Yeah,
doesn't know that there's a sort of Milos in Graphic Truth's hands here either. So
that's true. I still think that this is a play showing confidence rather than one that is optimal.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, one more phase of Shadow Tree Avatar. We could probably full screen that bad boy for.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
probably going to be the
good
last
idea.
non-locked out square.
Boom. There it is. Phase 3, Shadow Tree Avatar with Flame Infusion. Does the
Whiff.
jumping tech
Does the
here.
jump tech. Very nice.
Recharges the
Big attacks on the
R2.
head.
Very nice. Get some good RNG here.
Oh, he was locked off, so he couldn't see the head. He's fine, though. He's pretty damn tanky.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Can't believe he lived that, but I guess DLC is easy, huh? Smile.
Yeah, he's got 2 defensive talismans and the Opaline hard tier, which just ran out. It has been a long fight. Oh, he's also got the spear talisman. That's cute. This is a weapon that always does pierce damage. Oh, it's not dead. Okay, there he goes.
Nice.
All right. So that should basically lock her up. We're just going to watch wander around the map collecting some imbued keys at his leisure.
Yeah.
But this game has ended unless he also marks it at 2 keys. Or Rambler doesn't get his.
Yeah.
And then they forgo.
In which case the game will almost certainly also still be over, but take longer. And dinner might be delayed. Yeah. Super exciting game to watch, though. Like, really, really fun.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good one. I think like the stuff at the start was easily the most interesting / exciting. Like with all the shenanigans with the start and the bell bearings and the skips and all that, and then that crazy Radahn's Great Rune read. These like dueling threats of row 3, row 4, the way that all played out. But the lockout condition really put quite a damper on this here late game, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you know what they say, that's Bingus.
That is Bingus. Oh, gets grabbed.
Oh no, dude.
Adding
That's
insult
sad.
to injury. I mean, the game is already all but over here, but that's just annoying. That's frustrating.
Yep.
Wander is going for the locked out square here for imbued sword keys. Does pick up the last one. I would assume Rambler already has his.
Yeah. I didn't see Rambler ever grab his, but I assume we could stop the match, presumably. All right, I'm pretty sure they got it. Surely, I'll stop them.
Yeah.
All right, GG's on their second win, 2-0 to GoPackGo. Very, very nice. Only one more win until they've essentially, I think 3 wins is getting out of groups, is what I've been told, and I don't know myself, so I just trust what I've been told in this regard. So, if that's true, one more win. Gesundheit, Vixus.
Thank you.
And then they're all set for the knockout rounds. Yeah. All right. Let's get him in here, perhaps. I'm just going to yoink him. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
There. And there.
A wise man once said, "Wump wump."
Womp womp indeed. GG's. GG's to you both.
Thank you. GG's.
This was oh man, this early game was so hilarious. What was
I
running
know.
through your mind?
I know. I know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I know what I need to practice on.
Yep, smacking a pot.
So, Rambler, do you agree with Jack here that it is the best collection square in the DLC?
Hey, I like that square.
Not even in DLC. Best collection square in Bingo.
Okay, fair.
That may be too much. I really like ritual pots.
I hate
No,
ritual
ain't no
pots,
way.
bro. Well, that's a lot. I like Arisa's side tomb. I'm a fan of Ariza side too.
The one and only fan of Ariza's side tomb. We found him.
I like it. It feels good. Feels good knowing the route.
Yeah. So what was kind of the game plan going on, going in here, and like what were you guys looking at immediately right off the bat as like the first squares to go for kind of plays and stuff along those lines?
Well, the way I saw the board was like we had a lot of like collections that could be done very early, collections or like going to different places and like killing relatively fast enemies to get through. On DLC, base game required a little bit more prep. So Turtle was a very good square to go for first because I could pair it with the bell bearings. And that was like the very first thing actually. And we got him, so then we basically played around those options, trying to push the diagonal. But before we could even make that threat happen, really, Great Rune was marked. I was happy to get Logger because I wasn't counting on that square, and getting that pushed like a very nasty threat on row 4.
Yeah,
So
Logar was a
it
huge
worked
pickup for
very
you
well.
guys. I
Yeah.
did have a question about that diagonal and why Wander that you went for the Elder Lions that were hanging out in the open world rather than the ones in the festival.
Then the one in the festival, I just kind of forgore about it, if I'm totally honest with you.
I
Fair
told you.
enough.
I know you told me, but then I got on like the fire thing with the fire Ashavor, and then I did the fire Ashavor, and I was like, oh, that's right,
Yeah.
there's this other Elder Lion right here. And then I just kind of got distracted by it. That's pretty much it. I just like I had to get those, and then my brain went, ooh, shiny. There's a thing right there.
Yeah, because we on commentary, when Mew started going for Radahn's Great Rune, like basically right after you marked Elder Lions, essentially, we were like, what is wrong with this man? Like, surely that was the Festival Lions, like from his perspective. Why in the world is he challenging Radahn's Great Rune? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But we can ask him about that when we yoink him. Was there anything else
Yes.
that we wanted to ask just these guys, Vixus, or is it yoinking time?
I think it might be yoinking time.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
Hello.
GG's,
GG's.
guys.
Yo, GG's,
GG's.
guys.
GG's.
What a game.
Who's got the first question?
Wander, what weapon were you using?
That's poker.
Okay, I thought you didn't find it.
Nah, I found it.
Okay. I thought you didn't find it. Because I expected some bigger kills earlier. I was like, there's no way he has a +9 Death Poker, right? With things
Damn,
we're
you heard
doing.
it here. Wander's gameplay not impressive enough for Mew. Damn.
I mean, I know how Wander usually plays, and I expected him to, like, go for Dan's Great Room way earlier, for example.
That was a whole
Or
thing.
oh,
That
okay.
was what we were actually asking Wander about before we brought you guys in. So what Wander did was he killed the Elder Lions in Caelid, like the ones in the Fort Gale and by the Crows and stuff. So he didn't actually have like the festival or Radahn's Grace or anything like that set up. And we were wondering why you didn't or like thought that was, you know, available to you. Like from our perspective is like obviously he's going center square now, but then you just like wander straight into Radahn and kill his ass uncontested, and we're like, what is going on? Like, why is this completely crazy play just like absolutely working out right now? So what caused you to make that decision?
Sorry, me?
Yeah.
Yes, you. Not respecting the hypothetical Elder Lions prio on Radahn.
Well, I was looking at how fast he marked the stuff he did, and I felt like, well, considering he marked it so fast, I thought he didn't have a +9 Death Poker. And I thought, well, I have a +9 Death Spoker. I have it online almost. If he goes in there with like the claws from the starting class and some greases and stuff, I can probably outspeed him and rush him to that square. That was my thought process.
That was a really good read. I mean, that is basically the only thought that we had here on the commentary that might justify going for that there with the hypothetical
Yeah.
read on the Elder Lines.
I also thought it was going to be a snipe, but I thought, well, I can maybe get it because I feel like I have a +9 Death Spoker, and I feel like Wander does not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never went +9. I didn't feel a need to go +9 on this board. There's nothing I was like, oh god, +9.
See, Vixus, that's what I was saying. He didn't need no +9. Vixus
I
is like,
didn't-
why isn't he upgrading? It's
I-
crazy. Everything's gonna be so slow.
Yeah, and if you watch this back, that's exactly how I sounded when I pointed that out. So, very good job on Jack for doing a spot-on impression.
What an impressionist.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the only time I considered it was when we toyed around with Moog, but by the time like we had thought about it, we were like, well, we had gotten informed of the unfortunate imbued Stone Sword Keys incident, so we just kind of finished out on that, and yeah, just never went past it. Never felt the need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what happened with the keys there?
So I was rushing it because I was thinking Wander is probably doing either the imbued sword keys or the Death Right Bird. Because that was a very like easy line for him to get at that point. And I felt like he had Sacred Blade probably, so he might be going Death Right Bird. Or I'm gonna get, screwed and he's gonna mark it before me. So I went to Kaled. I opened up the puzzle for the imbued sword key, and my brain was like, I picked
No.
up the imbued sword key.
No.
I only opened the
Oh.
puzzle. I quit out, and I poured it away. And then I went to get the one in.
Sad.
Yeah, I was rushing so much that I thought I had it because I solved the puzzle, but I needed to go down and grab it, which I didn't do. And then I just, marked the
That's
one
so
at
unfortunate.
Scion. I got the one and grabbed it Scion, and after that went into Academy, grabbed the third one, and I knew Graphic had his, so I marked it, and then Insight said, well, you let me see your keys. And that's when I realized actually, I still thought I had 3, but then I saw it was 2, and I was like, I didn't pick the one in Kaled up.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just me stressing with having to rush.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, after that, you guys had some nice late game square selection. Like you chose Crystal Tears and Black Knives as things that they might be working on. So those were good contests.
Mhm.
So that like without the lockout condition and maybe a bit of luck, then there could be potentially 2 snipes in the
We
works
were
there, and
we
then
were
all of a
kind of looking
sudden,
at row. We were kind of looking at row 3 at some point, but Wanda Mark Gods can way too early for that.
yeah, we were remarking
I
that
was
was a
I
really
was
smart time to
planning.
go for the noble.
Yeah, I was planning to go for either Godric or Noble after the imbued sword keys, but probably was going to be Godric.
Yeah, we
I will say, if there's one thing that made me wish I had gotten the +9, it was watching that Noble health bar tick down as slowly as it was. That was obnoxious. Everything else was fine, but I underestimated how much Noble is.
That was another
is
reason why I
tanky.
was like, he doesn't have a +9 Death Spoker because that Noble hit was so slow.
Mm.
Assuming I didn't snipe you on imbued.
I was
But-
kind of prepping and I had a bunch of random shit prepped at the end of the match. I was like all over the place. We also couldn't decide, so there was one point in the map I ported like 3 different times because
Yeah.
couldn't decide what to do.
yeah.
I was trying to do some Black Knife Assassins at some point. In the end, I was like, I'm gonna try Odina because I have Death Spoker. I can leave a trail, and then the Black Knife Assassin was just like, no, I'm just gonna, grab you, one shot you before you can even see me.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, 4B, when that number gets up to 4, I started VKAs and I knew I was gonna have to go to Ordina eventually, and
So
I
many.
really didn't want to have to do it. I
Yeah, me
was
neither.
dreading it. What an
Me
awful
neither.
square when it's at 4.
Yeah. Actually, at the end I was deciding, well, you know what? I'm just gonna do the 2 in Altus, the 1 in Liurnia, and I have the Limgrave one, so I'm just
Mm-hmm.
gonna do it that way. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do it to myself. And yeah.
Well, we've spent a lot of time talking about the base gamers and basically nothing about the DLC. But like it's weird because it didn't really feel like the DLC was really in charge of the pace of this game. Like you guys kind of just marked squares that provided the framework for these base game players to butt heads. Did you guys have any questions for each other, or Vixus if you had any DLC related questions?
I mean,
Uh,
go ahead.
well, no. I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I was thinking was a little bit the weapon choices here. We saw that TheGraphicTruth ended up choosing the Sword of Milos, which ended up being incredibly helpful in the early game and made really good use of it. Like, had an incredibly impressive kill on the Deathrite Bird, but just not having the same, like, not being as dynamic as having a smithing weapon where you could just like put on the different wet blades, obviously, which we saw Rambler making really good use for on the Scouter Tree Avatar fight, for example. I was just wondering, like, what was the reason for why you decided to commit to this sort of Milos and like continue just using that throughout the game?
I don't know. I just kind of pick a weapon that I think I can use. It seemed fine. It's a great sword. Has a bad charger too, but other than that, it's fine. It's got bleed on it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
We mentioned earlier that Loger was a square that Rambler wasn't expecting to get away with. When it became clear that row 4 was going to be a thing, if I recall correctly, you were opening Bellerot. Was there any consideration for being like, oh, I have a weapon upgraded, he just marked Hanging Pot Bell Bearings, there's a chance that like he doesn't, and I can go like grab a Grace and pivot and snag this Loger before he upgrades to kind of nip that row 4 in the bud? Or was there, like, what was the idea there? Because you pursued Iris quite early. What was the thinking with that play?
I wasn't really looking at Loger very much. It was just that Iris led into the NPC weapons and the Ash War, so I was just pushing that. That was it. Yeah, I didn't really think about Loger too early.
Gotcha.
And I should have gone Hanging Pots before I went Hippo. That was what I did wrong.
Well, hypothetically, Rambler should have had Hanging Pots like a bajillion years ago, but there's a bit of a couple breaking the pot issues.
Couple dozen.
I'm being nice.
You don't need to be in this case. I tried that pot literally 10 times and didn't get it. So I went back section. That's the pot I ended up getting.
With the last kukri as well.
With the last cookery, yeah, that was
cinema.
That was not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, well,
any more questions
go
here?
ahead.
Yeah. Any more questions here between either of the two teams?
Now I understand what because after getting Loger, I wanted to do Iris. I got sniped on that. Like I had everything prepped. I was killing the second.
Why did you guys rush Till Talismans?
For the pot bell bearing and well, corner square is a very valuable one, right? Regardless.
That's true.
It's a fast one as well if you don't fall for your death twice. Like Wonder did die right at the beginning.
Yeah, I haven't done that in literal, like, what feels like eons, but I jumped off too early at the beginning. I was really
I also died on
embarrassed
Chile skip
about
once.
it.
Yeah.
But like that gave me like the freest bell bearing, right? So and then I have the grace for the other, so it would be very fast 2 marks. Uh, it's nice to have like that pressure early on, but I
Mm,
failed the pot bell bearing, so that ended up being a late mark.
Mhm.
For what it should have been. Um, and also because we really loved the diagonal. Uh, because you can do the lions. I turns out Wonder forgot about the lions inside Red Main,
Oh
but
my.
either way it worked because it took longer than we wanted because of those deaths. We felt that Sacred Flask +7 was at risk, so we went there first anyway and used the diagonal threat to like that's why I didn't do Scadutree Avatar as my somber weapon
mm-hmm.
because I thought that Graphic would get there first, especially doing the Iris. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
so I decided not to contest that. Also, I'm not great at that fight, so I say okay, I kill Mesmer first. Get the juice for Scadutree if that's still uh, part of the board, and get the Somber 10. Uh, and if everything goes wrong, I have progress towards Rodan down the line. So that's why I did Mesmer instead of the Scadutree.
I see.
But the plan was to push the diagonal heavily. Uh, I guess if
Yeah.
Wonder gets the Great Rune, then I just go for Scadutree Avatar because even though I'm not great at that fight, it's like the pressure is all on you, right? So I have a
Mm-hmm.
chance of getting it even if I'm behind. Uh, and if I don't get, it's still okay because we can push other things.
Wanda, did you ever go for Death vs. Death Right Bird when you heard about the
No,
imbue 50?
row row 3 or row 4 was like it was a nice distraction, but we weren't ever
Mm-hmm.
really considering it. It was more of
I
a
see.
hey, look over here sort of vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because like we like to play. I mean, I like to play for majority a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like put a threat and then use that threat to get time to do things. And on this board, it kind of like pushed you guys in directions that weren't where the squares were in general. Uh, but I guess like if we lose Noble, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we were confident because like the Iris mark was a bad snipe, but we got the NPC dropped weapons from there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
I
I didn't
was
have
in
the time.
Ballarat, and that was unbeknownst to you, right? So maybe
Mm.
we could steal that square if we go for it at some point, but Noble was still like a nicer block.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, after if I had gotten imbued, I don't know if I would have gone Godric first or Noble. Because I guess we have Prio because you guys know, okay, Iris of Grace is given, so graphics already in Belera. Maybe you would rather go Godskin then. So yeah, that was, but I couldn't even make that decision because I had to unlock and mute Sulkies and go for Death Burst, Death Right Burst.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it does get awkward if you get Noble,
Mm-hmm.
because at that point I'm thinking, okay, they will push the whole
Like
line.
I have the grace for Noble because I did immute. Like I can go and get abducted easily, and then I think with a +9 he kind of melts.
I guess you save time on that, yeah,
Yeah.
and then in that case, like we know that our block is gonna have to be consort or down the line, so it becomes a little bit
Yeah.
awkward.
Well, that's
Uh,
sort of the whole thing. Like, if we block that early and we assume, and like we even assume you do have like prio on that,
Mm-hmm.
then we don't really have to worry about PCR later in the game. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Row 3, I wouldn't say snuck up on us, but when we had to worry about it, snuck up on us a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was counting on Iris to block that,
Yeah.
and the fact that it
And we were
didn't
counting on
happen.
Iris to block column 4.
Yeah.
And I
Column
had
4
30 fate in my
Column
back pocket.
4
like
was a
50.
non-issue after no, not a non-issue, but like we were like very clearly not getting 30 faith because you did Rodan. And
Yeah,
at
it
that
was.
point we didn't have any reason to do Rodan anymore.
Mhm.
But it was a
If
really nice
anything, like-
timing chosen there on the 30 faith though. Like the timing of it was like right before the BBK mark, and I would have assumed that Wander was gonna just like
Mhm.
stat dump into that. And given that they were already a couple of squares behind at that point, it was like a really nice timing for choosing that to just like stay actually in the game and not getting out
I
of it.
really didn't want to do it, but we
Uh,
needed that mark
yeah,
at some point,
yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
now
because
I'm gonna do
I
it.
actually did boost up to 18 right before the BBK just in case, because like I was like, they aren't pushing it, and maybe they won't ever push it. So like it was like
Mhm.
BBK was obviously the point, but
Mm.
just in case, it was like that's a lot of freaking money, and I can just
Yeah.
fate them.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of like you kept yourselves in it, but it was also nice timing for me because you marked it as I was in the BBK fight, and I was like, oh, okay, I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, if you mark BBK, I know, okay, 30 fate's gonna go right now.
Yep.
And then I probably don't have
Exactly.
time to do it. So
Yeah, so you did it when you needed to for sure.
yeah. Like I think after Godric I wanted to do go BBK, but you already marked it, so like
Yeah.
I wanted to get away that square so you didn't get the money from it, basically.
Hmm.
But yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, all in all, I would say like GG's to everybody. I think this in summary, I think a really nice showing from both teams. I was incredibly impressed by the square selection. Like it did seem like a big part of this game was just getting a lot of that square selection done early and creating those threats. And I mean, you were talking a little bit about row 3 and row 4, and one of the differences between those two is obviously how Moog and Consort is something that like takes just so much longer and is much less of an immediate threat than Imbued Sword Keys and 2 Deathbirds and Deathrite Birds. So it wasn't
Yeah.
like an equal threat in that regard. And just
No, not it wasn't like we couldn't just say, okay, we can rush row 3 before they rush row 4.
Exactly.
Like we needed that block first.
Exactly. So that's why like that threat became just much more apparent, and I think I was really impressed by the square selection of both teams, and I must say I was really impressed, obviously by GoPackGo for having just an incredibly good showing, but I'm really impressed by MewTrue for having an incredibly good showing here against a very strong team. Just doing a lot of really good square selection, in, like very well executed too, showing a lot of confidence in doing the squares that you were going for, and yeah, really GG's by both teams here.
Thank you. Yeah, GG's guys.
you.
That was a good one.
GG.
That was a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me on the stream here and having your game showcased, and thank you for any viewers that are still left with us here in the chat. We will hopefully be back tomorrow with a couple of more games. At least one game I know for sure, but perhaps 2 more games. But we'll see about that. And thank you so much for Jack joining me here in the commentary. It was a privilege having you here. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, tomorrow, see you then. Bye.
Later.
Bye-bye.